Hello, Shoyan here. This is the sixth new house I'm building. It's a small one, starting with the sill. I'm back at a new build again. I guess this makes it the sixth one. It'll be a small house under 100 square meters that will be certified as long life quality housing.
いやもう穴っていうのは高いところに開いとるに決まってんだよしな。
じゃあ絶対出んやんこれ乾くまで。
あの人にいるからあの人に。
As always, the build begins with sill installation. It rained a lot yesterday, and tomorrow's forecast calls for rain too. So the foundation workers and I decided to work at the same time. If either of us waits, the rain will catch us, so we push ahead together. It's not ideal with all the heavy equipment noise, but we just make sure to stay careful not to hurt each other.
もう杭ねえんやな。
それめっちゃ安い鉛筆じゃなかったっけ？
そうそう、これ以上世の中に安い鉛筆ないって言ってる。
The first step in sill installation is marking. Normally, I take my time and mark the day before, but the weather and schedule didn't give me that chance. In my decades of work, I've only worked alongside foundation workers on the same day, maybe 2 or 3 times. Usually, when the weather's good, I do the marking with plenty of time. These days, a theodolite is often used to measure the lines from the middle of the house, not the corners. But I don't own one, so I go with the traditional 3-4-5 method. If you measure 3 and 4 and the diagonal is 5, the angle between 3 and 4 is a perfect right angle. I use that to set my right angle and mark on top of the foundation.
で、この糸の上のここやったらこれ伸びとるやろ。
はい。はい。
This video ends up showing 3 steps together: grading around the foundation, pouring the concrete, and installing the seal. I sometimes wonder what would happen if I stepped into that wet concrete.
ぽよんぽよんっすね。
The foundation has drainage holes, but they're almost never at the lowest point.
なんで水取ったの？
So when water collects, I always scoop it out with a big plastic dustpan, what we call a me. That's the easiest way to get rid of the water. Now I mark the bolt positions on the seal. Strictly speaking, the proper way to mark a sill is from the underside. Then we drill from that underside as well. That's the most logical method. But if the anchor bolts are standing straight, marking from the top doesn't cause much error. I use a slightly thicker 21mm auger bit, and drilling from the top works just fine. It's also much easier that way.
This こういう穴をプレカットではできんの？
これはでけんやろ。この中にもう鉄筋の塊やん。この中にこれを突っ込むやん。だからこの多少高校はでけんかもしれんけどな。高校はでけんねん。鉄筋に当たる中の。
Luckily, the weather cleared up that day, perfect for drilling holes in the sill. Watching the guy doing the site leveling, pushing the plate compactor or a rammer, he almost looks like a neighborhood grandpa pushing his grandkid in a stroller. It really tricks your mind for a second. I gather all the sills in one spot and drill all the holes so that the sawdust piles up together. That makes cleaning a lot easier. Before laying the sills, I place the sill gaskets along the marks. There are two types of sill gaskets, airtight gaskets and ventilation gaskets. First, I set the airtight gaskets to seal the areas that need it, then I connect them with the ventilation gaskets around the rest. These days, especially for long life houses that need seismic performance level 3, the number of anchor bolts and hold downs has doubled.
全部ちゃう
More bolts mean more places where the gaskets get in the way, so I have to notch them here and there. Even notched off, those gaskets are tough, strong enough to hold 10 tons across the whole structure. Reinforced plastic is amazing stuff.
こうかでこれが潰れてゼロになる。
Now, I start laying the seals. Once the holes are drilled, it's just about placing them. But with pre-cut timbers, you can't install them from just anywhere you want. You can only start from one side. If they were cut to allow 2 starting points, installation would be more flexible. But they're designed to fit in only one direction. Computers really don't allow for much wiggle room, and the one who's not great at adapting to that is Shoyan. In the old days, we marked everything from scratch, cut the joints, and installed the sills. If the sills fit the marks, you knew the horizontal beams above would line up perfectly too. It was kind of reassuring when all the sills fit perfectly.
3号よりもちょっとちっちゃいんやな。
Now, even though I can't adapt to computers, the timber arrives pre-cut by them. It removes the tension, but in a bad way since the responsibility shifts to them.
Eh? こんな。
こんなガバガバな。
なんかチャッチがこう一個一個ポロンと落ちるやんけ。
最悪やんけそれ。
これはええけど。
いや絶対なんかあるって正解。
正解はねってこのついとる部品のこれがただのもんやけ。
Once the sills are placed on the foundation, I secure them exactly to the marks. The most important part of sill installation is tightening the bolts. If the bolts aren't tightened carefully, the house won't be straight. If the sills are misaligned, the walls will be misaligned and the whole building too. If it gets dark at the end of the day and you rush to tighten all the bolts at once, it almost guarantees alignment problems for the house. So, you need to be careful and precise when tightening the bolts for the sills. Once the sill is precisely installed in place, whether you're installing beams or small joists, the rest lines up naturally. At the very end, I check the alignment once more and then do the final tightening. The socket for the screw washer warped a bit, probably from heat, so now it doesn't fall off the impact wrench anymore. By the time I get the hang of it, the job is nearly done. That's how it always goes with any work. You get into the rhythm just as it's ending. I finished installing the sills. Since the property is small, we'll place the framing materials inside the foundation footprint, set up the scaffolding around it, and move on to framing. That's all for today. Thanks for watching.